Hey there, I'm the MadCatster. Am I glad to see you here? Well, Catherine McBroom doesn't have very good luck when it comes to lawsuits. And the one that's pending right now, the second one involving her company 1212 Gateway, is not going in her favor. And the court recently ruled that Catherine McBroom, no treat for you in this Halloween season. And I've got the receipts and we're going to talk about it. So let's get into it. Sybil Livenforce upstairs sleeping. She is feeling better. I did bring her back to the doctor today. They gave her more injections of steroids, antibiotics, and a little pain relief. So she is not feeling any pain today, literally. She did eat a little bit earlier, and that's very encouraging. And by tomorrow, I expect that she'll be back to herself. So, happy Halloween season. I do have a surprise video coming up this coming week to celebrate Halloween, so be on the lookout for that. But I had told you that I was going to make a video because something had happened. Well, in Catherine's lawsuit where TBL Cosmetics is suing her over her 1212 Gateway company, there's finally been a ruling from the court on Catherine's motion to strike. I knew it was a loser when I first read it, and the court agrees, and the court said, Catherine McBroom, no, no, no. So we're going to talk about that in a second. I want to tell you a little story. Once upon a time, there was a woman who had a dream about starting her own cosmetics company. No, this is not my Halloween costume. And in fact, I was down at the Walmart and all the Catherine McBroom costumes were 75% off. So hurry on down and get yours while they last. No, but anyway, so Catherine McBroom, a couple of years ago, had decided she would go into partnership with TBL Cosmetics to start this company called 1212 Gateway. The name of the company is related to some new age thing that I'm not going to get into, but it sounded like a sure thing. I mean, anyone on paper, it sure did look good. You've got this YouTube family that's got a huge following, that people who adore them. You've got a seasoned cosmetics company that's got the know-how and the tools to put together the product. And you would think that bringing these two together would be a marketer's dream and the company would take off. Well, that's not how it worked out, because as we later learned, Catherine and Austin did not really allegedly fulfill their duties and their responsibilities in promoting the company. And, you know, they have their different platforms. They have their Snapchat and they have Instagram and they have the big YouTube channel. But they did not do what they were supposed to do, allegedly. So, at one point, Catherine last year had even tried to allegedly hijack the company by changing all of the passwords and the access and trying to shut TBL Cosmetics out. Well, as you can imagine, TBL Cosmetics didn't think that that was very nice, and so they filed suit against Austin and Catherine. And the things that they said basically were, number one, they did not like the fact that Catherine was trying to take the company over and shut them out, because legally they own the company with McBroom, so everybody is entitled to access and to have control in the company. So they also alleged, of course, what I was just saying, that Catherine and Austin didn't fulfill their duties to help market and promote the company. So Austin and Catherine, by the end of last year, had finally gone to the table with TBL Cosmetics, and they entered into a confidential agreement to resolve the issue, and it was not filed with the court. It was just among themselves outside of court, and TBL Cosmetics, as part of the agreement, dismissed the lawsuit. Well, here we are now, God, what is this, 10 months later? And Catherine and Austin apparently still, why I don't know, not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So TBL Cosmetics is really ticked off, and so they filed a second lawsuit. And again, they're saying, you know, in addition to not honoring the terms of the agreement that the parties came to, they're saying that Catherine and Austin still are not fulfilling their duties as members of the board. They're holding up the company from being successful. They're not helping to select an independent board member who will be the fifth person to break any possible ties, who will be like a neutral party. And they're also still not promoting the products and the company, even after they said they would a second time in the settlement agreement, allegedly. Catherine and her legal team decided, they didn't like some of the language that TBL put into their new lawsuit, and they thought it was not flattering to Catherine and Austin, and it certainly is not flattering. But when I read it, I thought to myself, this is kind of ridiculous. And I'm going to show you now. This is what Catherine and Austin objected to. Now you can see here, this is Catherine and Austin's motion to strike. And this is what they primarily objected to. I'm only going to read you the highlight here. Defendants moved to strike the following portions of plaintiff's complaint in order to remove what they called, quote, irrelevant, false, or improper matter inserted in the pleading, and to strike any pleading or part thereof, quote, not drawn or filed in conformity with the laws of the state, a court rule, or an order of the court. And these are the things that they thought were not pleasant. They said, paragraph 33, they wanted to strike the sentence that says, all technology, passwords, and logins of 1212 Gateway that had been improperly taken over by Ms. McBroom were returned to TBL. So basically, and you can see they've bolded, they don't like the fact that they're saying Catherine improperly took over the passwords. Well, she did, in my opinion, because she's not the sole owner and sole person in control of the company. So if you are one person of several who have equal say in what goes on, and you decide you're going to stage a coup, allegedly, and take over and lock everyone else out, I would say the word improper is probably a very polite and correct way to put that. So the next thing they did not like was paragraph 35, where it said in the complaint, TBL was hopeful that the impact of Ms. McBroom's takeover could be mitigated and the company could get back on track for success. So again, it's basically them whining and saying, we don't like the way you're painting our client and making her sound like she's the bad guy in this. Well, in my opinion, she is the bad guy in this. Okay? And TBL is basically saying, we're not happy with what you did. It wasn't right in our view. And so now we're going to sue you. And Catherine's team is saying, can't we put it a different way and not be so nasty and calling her out for the stuff that she did that's allegedly not proper? I thought that was baloney. So let me tell you what the court had to say. Okay, so this is the court's ruling on the motion to strike. The court reiterates the highlighted portion. You can see the stuff that I just read you. But they also had referenced part of the motion which said, defendants assert that plaintiffs reference to Catherine's possession of 1212 Gateway's passwords and Catherine's takeover violated confidential settlement agreement executed by the parties in a different action. Defendants say the settlement bars claims relating to misappropriating passwords and attempting a coup. They're basically not really denying that that's what she did, but they're saying that the settlement agreement, which was not filed with the court and is not an order of the court or under the jurisdiction of the court, basically they're saying it prevents or prohibits TBL from using this kind of terminology against Catherine. So the court says the court is unpersuaded that these allegations must be stricken. References to settled claims are not irrelevant as a matter of law, and the court cannot determine if the references breach any confidentiality provision of the settlement. The motion to strike is denied. Now that was kind of a, I don't want to say a dig, but it was kind of like a slap to say, you didn't file that agreement with the court. This court has no jurisdiction to enforce any of the terms that it's not privy to. So you may say that that's what it says, but we have no idea that that's what it says. So Catherine's lost. They can call her out and say what they believe she did wrong, and Catherine's team can't stop them from putting that into the complaint. And so now the lawsuit, unless they file another motion, will continue forward. And we'll see. And I believe, in my opinion, that TBL has the stronger hand in this. And I believe that they will win. If TBL can prove monetary damages, because remember, you can't sue someone, win, and just say, well, I want this much money. You still have to prove damages, even if you're right. TBL Cosmetics potentially could see a huge judgment in their favor against Catherine and Austin, because if they can prove at trial that they suffered losses that are directly related to Catherine and Austin's conduct or lack of conduct, then Catherine and Austin might be on the hook for a big judgment. Now, we know that they probably will never get paid, and I've said several times I was waiting for them to file for bankruptcy. That may just be the thing that pushes them into it finally. So we'll have to see. But I think they have a very strong case. I think that there's probably plenty of evidence just from what they've alleged. I'm sure they have stuff to back it up, because I think their lawyers are a little better than Catherine and Austin's, in my opinion. And I think that Catherine and Austin dropped the ball on this, and what could have been a huge financial boom to people who I think need it, in my opinion, then they just wasted that opportunity. And it's now probably dead, I'm thinking, even though I know TBL is trying to move on without Catherine. 1212 Gateway doesn't reference Catherine anymore at all. Catherine and Austin and the Ace family squandered, in my opinion, a huge opportunity to have a great source of income. And I don't think without them, I'm sorry to say, that TBL Cosmetics will be able to make a success of 1212 Gateway. Because without that push and that following to drive the marketing for this business, you can't just throw out a brand new skincare company, say, oh, 1212 Gateway, and we want you to buy it. Well, there's so much competition, as I'm sure you are aware, that without some kind of celebrity backing or push, it's probably never going to go anywhere. And so my guess is TBL Cosmetics, RIP, and we'll see. But I'm interested to see now how this lawsuit progresses, because they may try to settle it again. I would think TBL would be a little leery this time, and my guess is they're probably going to push to trial. So the next thing, we'll probably start to see discovery happen. This trial is going to take a while, folks. It's not going to be wrapped up in a few months. This will probably go on for another year, maybe 2 years, but we'll follow it. Anyways, I want to say thank you to Laundry Art, because Laundry Art sent us more cat food and treats for the cats. And I want to thank you so much. You're one of our stars. And those of you who send us the stuff from Amazon, I love all of you. You guys are the greatest. Now, I've made the new rolling credits to thank all of our channel members and our Patreon patrons. So I'm going to roll that here. But anyone who sends stuff from the Amazon wish list for the cats, I will thank you in the videos. So I just thought that, you know, as it comes in, it'd be nice to just personally thank the people sending it. So look for my Halloween video. Also, the pink sauce, there's been some developments. And I'm going to make a video this weekend about that, because it's pretty interesting the way that's turned out. And I think you're going to be surprised. So I'll have a video about the pink sauce this weekend and what's been going on since the controversy and the drama from several months ago. But I want to say thank you so much, you guys. All of you for supporting us. We love you. We appreciate it. Sybil didn't come down. I'm really sorry. But I know by the time I make the next video this weekend, she's going to be herself again, because she was already showing signs of being good. So look for Sybil. She will be back this weekend. And I thank you, all of you who sent good wishes for her. Thank you so much. You just can't imagine how it kills me when she's in pain. And if you last night had seen the sad little face that I saw, I've never seen her look like that, and I could tell she was in agony. And so today I just called the vet first thing at 7:30 this morning, and I said, please let me bring her in. She doesn't need to be examined. Just have one of the vet techs give her the medication that she needs. And I couldn't let her go, because I know she hasn't eaten the last 2 or 3 days, and I couldn't let her go all weekend like that. So thank God my vet, they're usually so good about squeezing me in. I mean, I think I'm their best customer, but anyway, they got her in and they gave her the stuff, and I could already tell, like, as soon as we got home even, she was already like all over me, and she was very happy. So thank you for your good wishes. She is feeling better. She'll be herself, I'm sure, in the next day or two. So when I do the next video, you will see her. You guys take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one.
Pretty please. Subscribe, like, and hit the bell. I get a treat for every new sub. Thank you.